Welcome to the Weird Gun Game Show. Today we have 10 more builds to showcase from you, the community. As always, if you want a chance for your build to be showcased in next week's video, put it in the comments down below. I've collected a wide range of both useful and goofy builds, with number 1 being a build that absolutely blew me away. I've also got my field correspondent that will be showing the guns in more depth as he plays. With that, let's get right into our first build. Number 10. At number 10, we have a build from @Jimmy_Squiddy. This AR build is almost entirely made up of weird parts, with the barrel being the mustard barrel, the core is the core, the grip is the controller, the magazine is a 2XL AKM, the stock is the plunger, and the sight is the donut. This gun can shoot fast with some decent damage, but its recoil is a little wobbly, and the donut sight just isn't all that great. The pros are that it is fast shooting, has decent damage, and it's mostly made up of weird parts. The cons is that the recoil is a little wobbly and the donut sight is a little thick for my choosing. But don't take it from me, let's go to the field and take it from me. Welcome to On the Field. We're going to be using our first build here with the core. Oh geez, got a donut sight here. Sight's not personally my favorite, but the gun's pretty decent. It's pretty fast shooting. It's got a pretty fast reload. It does, some okay damage. And I like that this gun is mostly made of weird parts and it's still pretty usable. Recoil's a little wobbly, especially after the first few shots, but it does stabilize fairly quickly. So if you're able to get those first few shots in, it does stabilize quickly. I'll shoot him reloading. Got him. Dang it. I've apparently gotten into a match that is super sweaty. It's full of actual people on the other team. So that is what it is. We're gonna try and make the best of it. The only other real issue with this gun is that I am not a big fan of the donut sight. It's a little too thick. Oh my gosh, they all are shooting at me. What the heck, dude? What did I do? It's just shooting at enemies. It covers up a little too much. It's this little dude's head. He's a little Roblox noob guy whose head covers everything. Also not a huge fan of the donut itself either. It's a little too thick. I like, one of the reasons I like the red dot so much is how thin the edges are. The bezels, I guess, if you will, around the actual dot itself. It doesn't really constrict the view angles all that much. But this is a pretty solid build overall. It is fairly strong, reloads nice and fast, rate of fire is pretty good. I've been having a decent time with it, although I will say that there are some weapons later into the game that are going to be absolutely way better than this. I am getting outshot. Use some little movement tech there, little spinny spins, there we go. Got some kills. How much more can I do here? Should I? Dang, yeah. The recoil is a bit wobbly, and sometimes that gets me killed because I'll be shooting at somebody, but then my gun will stop aiming right at them because it's kind of all over the place. Ah, okay. It's a pretty decent build, but wait until you see some of the later ones. Back to you in the studio. Number 9. Number 9 is from Draggy the Dragon. This super close range shotgun build is hilarious to use, loud as heck, and has potential to one-shot. Kind of. The parts are the honk barrel, the Spaz 12 core, the circuit judge grip, the 870 breacher magazine, the 870 breacher stock, and any sight of your choosing. The pros are that it's a one-shot shotgun, it is loud, it's hilarious, and has decent speed. The cons are that you have to almost be touching someone in order to even hit them, and the fire rate is super slow. You have to touch them to get the kill. Bubba, show me what you mean. All right, we're here with number 9. So this gun is able to one-shot. It is incredibly loud, and it's kind of funny to use. However, the biggest issue with this gun is that if you want to hit anything, you pretty much have to be touching the person to actually kill them. Even though it does have the honk barrel on it, you will need to literally be touching them because the spread is crazy. As you can see, I was really just right up on that guy. And there we go. Also, there's a little bit of a glitch where if you try and reload while the gun is still doing a reset in terms of the honk barrel's fire rate, then it will actually stop reloading the gun. So as you can see, it's not reloading the gun even though I'm doing it. There, see, I just hit that guy and I was that close. And so it's not reloading the gun because it hasn't reset back to its fireable position. So even if I do get a shot off and hit somebody, I can't actually do much with it because it's so slow. So one of the reasons you'll know this is if you're doing this and you try to right click while it's resetting, it won't let you ADS. That's how you know it's doing a reset. So I can't ADS, I can't ADS, there we go. Okay, got that guy. So you basically can shoot again when you're able to aim down sights. So that's how I've been judging when I'm able to actually shoot again. So if you do want to actually get any kills with this gun, you're going to need to be very close, like touching people. And you're probably going to need to be playing some corners and stuff like that. So that way you can actually like reset your gun to give you the ability to fire again. So I'm waiting and I'm dead. It's fun. It's stupid, it's goofy, it makes for what I think to be a very weird gun. And you also want to make sure that when you aim down sights, you're fully aim down sights with this gun. So that way you get the full amount of spread. I'm dead. That way you get the full like choke of the spread instead. So actually like quick scoping on this is not advised, I don't think. I do like the speed of it though, although I probably shouldn't be running into whole groups of enemies with this thing because that's going to be bad. Now there will be a shotgun I'll show you all later where you can run into whole groups of enemies and just tear them apart. With that, I'm going to take you guys back to the studio. Number 8. Our number 8 build is from @afungus_guy, and they've submitted a spear gun. The barrel is the M2000, the core is the Shalshat, the mag is the improvised magazine, the stock 870 MCS, the grip is the PPSH, and you can use any sight that you want. While it doesn't have the fastest rate of fire, it can 3-shot easily and 2-shot if a headshot is in the mix. We were given the ability to customize this one a little bit, and the build we have is one that works for us. The pros are it is a 3-shot gun, flat shooting, fast reload. Cons, it's very slow. Show us how it's done, Bubba. All right, we're here with the spear gun build. This one to me seems more of like a sort of DMR style build where you're not really going for speed in terms of how fast your gun is shooting. You're going for damage, and the damage is really, really good. It is a 3-shot weapon, 2-shot if you pretty much get a heady in there. Pretty strong build. It shoots flat, it's very fast reloading. The problem with it is the rate of fire. So you are pretty much going to want to be using this from range. So maybe a red dot is not the best sight for this. Maybe you should go with a different sight, but I'm just doing red dot for the sake of it. This is supposed to be a spear gun. That is what the user said when they submitted this, that it was a spear gun build. That's what they wanted to do. But really the biggest con here is just how slow it is. So that's something you got to worry about. Boom, we hit him. Boom. So you can hit him from range. You can do some good damage there. Maybe I need to put on like a sniper scope or something. Like this to me feels like a proper DMR build, if anything. And if you play your angles right, it's pretty fun and effective. So play your angles right, play smart, take height. You'll do pretty well. There we go. I mean, 44 at range is really, really good. I am noticing a bit of spread at range though, so you probably need to be a little more careful with that. So let's, for instance, take let's do a sniper scope, see what happens. Heck yeah. Yep, this is great. This is really good. Oh gosh. Put the scope on there. This thing shreds. It's like a little DMR. Very good. Heck yeah. I am going to send it back to you in the studio. Number 7. Number 7 is from at Haya Soggy Waffler 9683. We're getting an MP40 build that looks pretty cool and sounds just as cool. The build is the VSSR barrel, the MP40 core, the Chris Vector magazine, the Spaz unfolded stock, the pistol grip, and any sight of your choosing. While it's a strong SMG, it has a few drawbacks. The pros are that it's strong, has a fast reload, looks pretty cool. The cons are that it has a slow fire rate, it could use more ammo, and visual recoil is pretty heavy. Pop off, Bubba. Our next build here is an MP40 build, and I actually really like the MP40, but we don't really see it a whole lot, especially in a way that's really good. I love a good MP40 build. The thing is about this build is that it's very strong, well, within its range. If I can hit anything, it'd be even better. But it's very strong in its range. Oh my gosh, she got me. It's got a fast reload. As you can see, we do this quick reload here. And it looks pretty cool. I like the VSSR barrel. I think it's really nice. I love a good suppressor anyway, so. Only issues it really has is that the fire rate's pretty slow. The magazine's a little small. You could always use more ammo. Where are you? I want to kill you. Come here, Ian. Oh, shoot. And the visual recoil is pretty heavy. So as you can see, it's bouncing all over the place. And that's just a problem with the MP40, really. Where are you going? Other than that, it's pretty good. You know, fairly decent SMG build. That reload is just so nice. And I've had a few situations where I have gotten into fights with enemies and had like whole rows of enemies. And just because the reload is so quick, I've been able to take out whole groups of enemies just because of that. Biggest issue is any range is going to be difficult with that visual recoil. That bounce is crazy. Dang, this dude's good. I'm getting killed a lot by peeps here. A lot of good people in this server. That is an issue. I was told to stop treading on turf. I will never stop treading on your turf, sir. Back to the studio. Number 6. Number 6 is from the one and only at Damien-CILR3. They've given us a BFG 50 build of a sniper rifle that will one-shot with ease. The parts are the Circuit Judge barrel, the AWM core, the bar grip, the screwdriver mag, the Circuit Judge stock, and any sight you choose. With 136 damage, you'll be popping off even the healthiest of enemies. But don't miss, or you'll regret it. Pros: easy one shot, 136 damage. Cons: you have to reload after every shot, and it's pretty slow. Show us how it's done, Bubba. So I actually got like 4 submissions for a gun that was a very similar build to this. This is the one that I'm settling on. It is a longer range build. Some of them, at least one of them, was a much shorter range build. This one is meant to be modeled after the BFG 50. Huge, powerful 50 caliber gun that is going to one tap. Now, pros of this does like 136 damage. Easy one-shot potential. Easy one-shot potential. And the only real issue with this is that you have to reload after every shot, which makes it relatively slow. However, once you get your stuff loaded and ready to go, how did I miss that? You are going to basically, if you can hit anything, you're gonna kill whatever. No, I'm dead. I'm dead here. I'm not dead. Okay, I made it. Oh no! Other than that, pretty good build. The reload time is like, I think it's like 5 seconds or something. Dang, I missed that. Whew, buddy. The streak is going up. We got some peeps shooting at me. Hit him in the legs. Hope he didn't need those. Got one. Ah, I keep missing my shots. Stop chasing me. Dang it. Oh. Boom. Oh my gosh. I missed. Woo. Yeah, I'm kind of having to play a little bit back because it really comes down to the rate of fire is so slow because of that reload. So you really do have to play kind of back, and if anybody comes close, if you don't get the kill on them, then you're gonna get rushed real hard. Come on. It's a guy on that building. Ah, what the heck? Got him? Oh yeah, this feels really, really good to hit. And trust me, if they get hit, they're gonna know it. If you guys are looking for a really good one-shot build, there it is. Number 5. Number 5 comes from the indomitable at nothing Araya Guma. We were given a good general BR build with an AUG barrel, G3 core, M16 magazine, the bar stock, the Hecate 2 grip, and the Helltrooper 23 sight. This thing has pretty decent damage, even at range, and it's using a newer G3 core. The pros: good damage, even at range, great reload, fairly flat shooting. The cons are that the fire rate's a little slow and it could always use more ammo in the magazine. Lay down some fire for us, Bubba. All right, our next build here is just a really good overall battle rifle build. We're actually getting to use the G3, which is a bit of a newer build, a newer core that has come to the game. And it's pretty strong, actually. I have been fairly impressed with this build because, yeah, it is a pretty good overall build. Now, I would say that if you don't like the Helltrooper sight, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I much prefer the red dot, but if you don't mind the Helltrooper sight, this is pretty good. Recoil is pretty manageable. It's fairly flat shooting, good reload, pretty solid damage even at range, but the biggest issue is fire rate's a little slow, and of course the magazine could always hold more ammo if you could find a way to do it. But you know, oh come on, leave me alone. You should leave me alone. Thank you. A little bit of initial recoil, but it's easily controllable after a couple shots. I think somebody's taking C from us. Yeah. I just got killed by Fart and Poop Best Combo. Is that his name? Yeah, name is Fart and Poop Best Combo. I mean, look, if I could do a rating of people's usernames, that would be number 1, because Fart and Poop, pretty solid combo. I think I'm getting a lot more recoil because of this scope, actually. But as you can see, it's moving quickly. Even though the rate of fire might be a little bit on the slower side, the damage is just overall very solid. I need to change out this sight. I'm not a huge fan of the Helltrooper sight, personally. That's just a me thing, but I can always swap that out to something else. You can always swap that out if you don't like it either and move it over to something else, like a red dot. And as you can see with the red dot, it looks and feels a lot more smooth. It doesn't move as much. My aim just is awful. What am I shooting at? 25 damage at that range is still crazy strong. Gosh, I'm so bad. Very good build. I'm liking this a lot. Back to you in the studio. Number 4. Our number 4 build is from @TXXGS123. Their build consists of the APS barrel, the G11 core, the Vector magazine, the NP5 stock and grip, and a red dot sight. This is another G11 build, which means it has the flaw of you needing to be lucky in order to unlock the core from the wheel. However, if you do, you'll be rewarded with a gun that has burst fire, decent damage, fast fire rate, fast reload, easy to control, and a pretty okay speed boost. The cons for it, not really any outside of just needing to get lucky to get the core. Burst them apart, Bubba. Okay, so our next build here is a G11 build. Now, once again, the biggest issue with the G11 core is that you need to unlock it through the wheel, which it's all luck, and that is the biggest issue. However, if you have the core, it's very strong. The burst is really nice, especially if you're up close. And like I showed in the last one, you can kind of click so quickly that you kind of break the actual burst, and you can shoot, I think, a bit faster. But damage is fairly solid. The Vector mag, even though it's only 30 rounds, which is kind of small for this, I think, but the reload on it is so fast. Very fast fire rate, pretty decent damage, burst fire capability, which is unique and nice. Super fast and easy to control. It has a decent speed boost to it, I believe. So I can't remember the percentage increase, but pretty decent speed increase. Damage at range is even nice as well. Not a lot of cons. The biggest con to using this is really just unlocking it to begin with. So if you can even unlock the gun's core, then you know you're going to be able to do it, but the problem is even getting the core to begin with. Now, if you do want a more long-range version of this, I would suggest using like the Hollow or something else that has a little bit more zoom to it. I mean, I'm a red dot fanatic, so I'm red dot zealot. I will red dot till I die. If you want something with a little more zoom, maybe a Hollow, maybe even the Chief if you really want to go that route. This thing is so fast, so strong. I mean, I guess you could argue it could use some more damage. It's up to you. But I'm enjoying it for what it is. It's been very usable. And with that, back to the studio. Number 3. Number 3 is coming in hot from @bat_cat gaming with the world's smallest SMG build. Shrink all the parts together to make it fit. Barrel is the NP9, the core is the MAS 38, the magazine is the rat dash emoji, the stock is the hex spitter, grip PPSH, and the sight is the NP9. This thing shoots super flat, and while we don't know what the rat emoji is, we've substituted it with the pastel. Pros: very, very small gun, fairly flat shooting, and okay damage. Cons: the magazine is small and the reload is a little slow. Turn those enemies to paste, Bubba. With the smallest SMG build here, I believe we had one that was a very small shotgun last time through. This time we have a very small SMG. This thing, when they submitted it, they said they hadn't tested it, so they didn't know how good it was, and I can safely say that this is actually fairly decent. It is super flat shooting, it's very small, has some okay damage for what it is. Up close is 19, and it's got an, it has an okay rate of fire. It could be maybe faster, but it would be hard to get that speed with this. The magazine that they submitted said rat emoji. That's what it said, and I don't know what that means. Is there a magazine that is a rat? I don't know. I might have. Am I missing something? I might be missing something. I don't have anything called that, so I put the pastel in there because the pastel is about roughly the same size, and it can shrink it down to fit. The other thing about the pastel is that it is pretty low on the amount of ammo its capacity has, and the reload is not very short in comparison to something like the Vector's reload, but it needed to fit the theme. It needed to be able to fit inside the gun I'm getting shot at. And honestly, I'm surprised at how decent this build really is. It's got very clean irons because it has the NP9 front post on the sight there. So it's very clean. Movement's pretty good. Damage is pretty good, you know, pretty close up. Once you get out though, it really loses its range. But I like this a lot, actually. I wish, you see, there's a little thing on the front here that like posts out. I don't know what it is. It's part of the Maz core, I think. I wish I could take that and stab people with it. But it's more than usable. I'm missing, there we go. Very much more than usable. I'm loving this actually a lot for an SMG. Although I will say that you are probably going to be reloading after every single shot and maybe even in the middle of a fight because of that mag size. And with that being said, our little death brick is done. Back to the studio. Number 2. Our next to last build at number 2 is from @Keegan_Hart. They made a ray gun build that we liked a lot. The parts are the light gun barrel, hex spitter core, PPSH grip, SCAR drum magazine, P90 stock, and any sight of your choosing. The ray gun can lay down some decent fire from range and has a nice magazine as well. The pros are it's flat shooting, decent damage, looks like a ray gun, and the cons really are the damage drop off and a little bit of the reload length. Show it to us, Ray. I mean, Bubba. Our next gun is a ray gun, and this thing is pretty awesome. It is very flat shooting, it has some pretty decent damage, and it looks like a ray gun. Well, as close as I can get one. I made it the colors that I did to kind of, I don't know, make it a little more otherworldly, but this looks really cool. It's really fun to use. Like I said, fairly flat shooting. The only issue really with it is the damage drop off, and the reload is a little bit slower, I think. You are using the drum mag here, so it does have a little bit of a slower reload, but everything else feels really good. Boom, boys. Look at that. This thing spins when it reloads. That's the hex spitter core doing all that. And since it's hex spitter, it's shooting 2 bullets out at once. But the range on this, as you can see, I'm hitting people from like all the way up here, no problem. Now, am I getting kills? It's a little harder to get kills at range with it, but just because of the damage. But dang, if it's not hitting. Killed each other. Ha! Like, bro, look at that. I'm just laying down that fire in the hallway. Dang. This thing's awesome. It's so much fun to use. It's so good for what it is. Just as a little ray gun. It brings me back to my COD zombie days, man. Let's get back to the studio. Number 1. And finally, the moment you've been waiting for. We have a shotgun that should be called a shot fun, submitted by @3xcrazy03. The parts are blunderbuss barrel, trench shotgun core, blunderbuss grip, 870 breacher mag, the vector stock, and any sight of your choosing. This bad boy shoots 100 pellets that do 6 damage a piece up close, meaning that you're doing 600 damage a shot. It's fast, easy to hit anything, but it does need to be pretty close to be super effective. The pros, it's 100 pellets, 600 damage, fast, easy one shot. Cons, you need to be pretty close, and you don't have a lot of ammo, so you'll be reloading a lot, but it does have a fairly fast reload. Bubba, please show us this one. This thing is absolutely full of hate. 600 damage if you're within its range. Last video we had a shotgun that did 88 pellets. This one aims to beat that one with 100 pellets, each of them doing 6 damage per pellet. This is a very fast gun. If you are within the damage range, the ability to hit, you will easily one-shot somebody because there's just no way that's there's just no way that you can't hit somebody with one of these. It's crazy. You do need to be pretty close, and that is one of the issues. The other issue is that you only have 8 shots, so you do need to do a lot of reloading. But you play it right, oof, you are not gonna worry about missing shots. I don't think it's physically possible for somebody to miss shots with this thing. The spread is so crazy, but you do have to worry about not getting enough damage out of it because the damage is so low per shot if you're not in the range. Oh God. This thing has been so much fun, but of course if somebody else has a shotgun that has better range, then I'm in trouble. If they have anything with like a slug or whatever the barrel scope does, or anything that has any sort of range, you're gonna be in trouble. Or if you're like me and you just miss all of your shots, you'll be in even bigger trouble. Reloads fast. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Okay, I have to stop because I could play another 3 hours with this gun and not be bored with it, so I'm going to send it back to the studio. And with that, we bring to close another weird gun game show. Remember to submit your builds down below and show off your weirdest, goofiest builds possible. Submissions will stay open for 24 hours, and after that time, they will be closed until next week. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all next time. BubbaTV24 out.